I'm Kamala Devi, and I am so thrilled to be not only co-authoring with Baba Des, but releasing our book at this conference here. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Shaman Method of Sex Magic, which just came in print about 2 weeks ago. Talk a little bit about our writing journey in writing this. And then what we're going to do is give you a sample, like a taster of the Shaman Method. So that's a 6-step process of sex magic. And what's so exciting about this is that this co-creation has been very much like a Shiva and Shakti relationship, in that he is like this amazing visionary and he's holding space, and then Shakti does a lot of the actual energy work in the actual like showing up and writing. So in some ways... in some ways, the relationship, I was the scribe and he's the visionary, and I got to interview him, which was really great. So tell me a little bit about how the vision for the book started.
Well, it started a couple of years ago where I actually started taking notes. And then just felt like, okay, here's all this information and it's being shared, and I felt it coming through, and it's like, okay, one of the most powerful mediums we've had on this planet for a long time is the written word. So it's like, okay, let's get it out there. And feeling like that serves my intention for manifesting heaven on earth. So I realized that it takes all of us to do that. And I always was so blessed and fortunate to have read some words in books that really supported me in my process. So I thought, okay, let's see if that can manifest. So I started taking some notes, compiled them, gave them to someone else who kind of massaged it and reorganized it and did some stuff, and then took off a bunch of big time out for my own personal process. And then felt like, okay, it really needs to happen. And I realized that I had a few candidates of people who could help me write the book. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to get a ghostwriter and hire someone to help me with this process. And then I thought, who would be the most amazing ghostwriter? And that's when and then I contacted you, but you didn't want to be a ghost. And when you said why, I totally got it.
Yeah. And what was really beautiful about this is because when Des says, "Hey, do you want to work with me? Do you want to create this?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is a man who's been doing this work for 30 years. I mean, deep, in-depth work." And he had some really powerful teachings about Tantra that he had taken notes on like the core of what he teaches. But I'm saying, what he has to say is so much more than this, because in some ways, this man has a perspective on what the modern Dhaka and Dakini does that nobody else has, because he's been hosting these conferences now for 8 years. He's been working and training Dhakas and Dakinis, and nobody's really, there's tons of books about Tantra. There's even lots of Tantra training programs, but really for what the modern Dhaka and Dakini is, it's like no one knows that work better than Des. When we put this book together, that was the unique angle that I thought was really amazing. And the other practice that Des and I had in common was sex magic. So tell me, what is sex magic essentially, so we're on the same page?
Sex magic is the, let's see if I can do this in a good little soundbite here. Sex magic is the intention to cultivate cultivate desire in the body and the belly and the heart, and to use the passion to propel desire into manifestation.
Yeah, or to infuse our orgasmic energy with our intention.
Okay.
Yeah, and so...
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
You want to write a book with me?
So on that note, because I see a lot of you and this is what happened when authors start to talk. I see a lot of you get your notepads out and your pens out. But I'm going to ask you for a moment to shut your notepads and to bring your hands to your heart. Go ahead and everyone bring your hands to your heart. And either namaste or actually to feel. And you can do this eyes open or eyes closed. But just tap into that loving energy, that flow. Take a few breaths. And all the way through the vessel, not just the heart center. And if you want one hand to stray down to your genitals, go ahead and take a few breaths holding on to your genitals. I mean, this is a safe space to touch yourself and to say that, hey, there's a lot of power between my legs, and there's a lot of power up into my heart, and even into the spaces above my crown. Isn't it sweet to be in a room where we can celebrate, we can embrace and honor what powerful sexual beings we are? So I give you permission throughout our talk and practice to continue holding your genitals, enjoy. And we're going to move into an intention. I want each person to write their own intention. And so Michael and Chris are going to pass out some 3x5 cards and some pens if you don't have a pen. And we're going to talk a little bit, and then I'll let you know what you're going to write. But let's talk about what is an intention.
Intention is taking our conscious awareness and owning our desire, and then aligning conscious and awareness with that.